Hi, I'm Raina Morgan of iHealthTube. I'm speaking with Lyle Hurd today, who is the publisher and the editor of Total Health magazine, which is distributed nationally. And it gives us an opportunity by reading this magazine to educate ourselves on our own health. I would like to talk with Lyle about age management and how it applies to mobility and your physical activity. And you have a personal story that you would like to share with us on that, don't you?
Certainly, but first of all, one of the single most important things that you can do for your body mass, for your bones, for your heart, obviously is activity, physical activity. A couple of miles a day, walking at a brisk rate is a wonderful basis for that. And then certainly weight resistance, whatever it might be. I've been into the walking every morning. We live in a wonderful place. I do it with my dog before light most of the time. And about a year ago, I started to have a reactivity in an area in my back, which is a little bit disabling. And it finally got to the place where I had to go and see my doctor about it. So I did, and interestingly enough, at my age, I thought I probably had a prostate problem.
Okay.
So I said, "Gee, Dan, I think I have a prostate problem. Will you check?" And he said, "No, it's not your prostate." He asked me to show him where it was, and he said, "Well, just a minute, I want to take an x-ray, a couple of x-rays." So he took the x-rays, and he said, "Now come on back next Wednesday." So the next Wednesday, I go back in, and he is ashen. He said, "Oh, wow," he said, "I don't know how to tell you this, but I'm going to have to show you something." And he brought out an x-ray. And this x-ray, of course, I had no idea what I was looking at. And he said, "See this number 3, whatever it is, and the number 2, and whatnot." He said, "Just a minute." And he went over and he got a little statue, a little thing of a spine, a 20-year-old spine. Okay. And he said, "Now see, this is how your spine is supposed to be." Well, okay, I'm multiples of 20, and so I said, "Well, what would you suggest I do?" He said, "We are going to put you on I'll give you a prescription when you leave, and we'll put you on the prescription, and when it gets bad enough, then we'll send you to the pain clinic." I said, "Well, Dan, that isn't what I wanted to hear." I said, "I'm in the health business, and I'm in the health business." He said, "That's what we need to do."
Don't you think that would have frightened the ordinary person who was not in the health business?
I think that that's exactly what people would expect someone's going to do, is give them a prescription, and then
Okay.
But what I did was I went back and I called Jacob Teitelbaum, who I think we've talked about
He's
before.
a medical doctor, right?
That's right. He's a great guy, and I said, "Jacob, I have this problem," and I said, "What are you taking?" And I told him a couple of things that I was taking that we had been doing some articles on. He said, "Lyle, you're not taking glucosamine, chondroitin, or MSM." And I said, "Well, that's right." He said, "That is the foundation for anything that looks like what you're talking about." And so basically, he said, "You take those." He said, "Now, I was taking Celadrin, which is a wonderful product for when you have discomfort in your system." And then he said, "Also go see a chiropractor." So what I did was I got my glucosamine and my chondroitin and MSM. I went to see a chiropractor our family sees. And over the period of 3.5 or 4 months, that it came completely, into wherever you'd like it to be. Very little problem, if any. It flared up a couple of times. It has now been about 8 months. We were in the car yesterday for 8 hours, and I have a little bit of it. One other thing that I did do was to see a massage therapist, a deep massage therapist who our family sees. But all I can say is that it still boils down to the fact, yes, you need a lot of mobility. No, you should never let anything destroy your opportunity for that mobility until you really get to the basis of it. And then I would add to it, if there's a natural way to look at conquering the problem, you really need to question that and to look at that being the first rather than the last thing that you attack.
So you're feeling pretty good these days.
I feel great.
So by a little investigating and not taking the first opinion that came your way, you were able to find some natural supplements that helped you with your pain and improved your condition.
Absolutely.
Okay, well, thank you for sharing that, Lyle.
Thank you.